because advertising doesn't work like it used to. You know, people want to trust you. They don't want it. They're not happy. They're not in a place where, you know, all it takes is to get a celebrity to hold up your cool thing and everyone's going to buy it. These days, you know, people see their favorite celebrities endorsing products, and what's really going on in their head is, oh, George Clooney, you sold out. Or
yeah, how much are they paying you to say that? Like, are you really behind the brand?
Welcome to Marketing with Vino, the edutainment business growth podcast, mixing education and entertainment to make growing your service business much more fun. Your hosts, Quinton Venter, online marketing expert, and Gabby Kowalski, creator of the Business Freedom Formula, have a glass of wine and share powerful and up-to-date strategies to help grow your service business fast.
Boom, it is another episode of Marketing with Vino. Your host, myself, Quinton, and the most ever amazing Gabs. Welcome, Gabs.
Hello, awesome people. Hello, wicked, awesome rockstar Quinton. What a fabulous day, actually, guys. Want to quickly do a little bit of a thank you shout out. This morning, I'm running around my little house with in my pajamas, having my coffee, and there's a knock at the door. Knock, knock, knock. My dog goes crazy. I open the door, and there's a delivery man, and he's holding up a package. I'm like, I wasn't expecting a package. Hands me the package. I look at it, and it's from Quinton. And so quickly, I run into my kitchen, get the scissors, open the package, and inside the package is a beautiful card and a box of fudge. Now, if you tuned into episode 26, where we covered the 6 laws of influence, I shared this awesome story about fudge. If you haven't listened to it yet, I really entice you to listen to it now. Well, not right now because you're listening to this one, but when you finish this one. And so Quinton, remembering I loved fudge, sent me this beautiful card with all these gorgeous words that just, almost made me cry. They were so sweet. And a big box of awesome fudge. So I have been eating fudge all afternoon. And bit of sidebar. So thank you, Quinton. You are super awesome.
Absolute pleasure. And it actually, I started doing these things on Facebook, right, where I was thinking, how can I share my quality of life with other people? And it was just happened to be on that particular day where it was like sending things out to clients, and it was just like, and I took a photo of it, and it said, your quality of life increases when you give back to others, and then hashtag gratitude. So it was just at that moment where I was like, I'm going to share so much love back, and it does. It uplifts you, and doing this, working with you, marketing with Vino, it is amazing, and it's all possible because of you and because of me and our listeners. The guys tuning in right now. So everyone, thank you.
Thank you, guys. We're sending you some virtual fudge right now to say thank you.
And on that note, let's get some Vino into us.
That's right.
What is it that you are sipping on?
I'm sipping on the delicious drops of rain. Actually, I think it's rain. I'm sipping on some beautiful crystal clear, filtered, energized water at the moment. This water's been through a whiz-bang water filter that takes all the crap out, alkalizes the water, and runs it through these magnets that change its molecular structure, so it's like little tiny particles. So when I drink it, it absorbs into Gabby's cells and transports nutrients through her body with ease. Now, if you're listening to this going, what the? Exactly. Yes, that's right, people. Yes. I do tend to get sold on many things that sound great. So here's to you and my special energized water. And yourself?
I've got a Pinot Gris from the Clare Valley, Adelaide Hills, the beautiful south region of Australia, from Taylor's, and lovely white on a beautiful winter's day here in Sydney. So on that note, chin chin, you with your aqua. I mean, marketing with Vino, marketing with aqua, it's not the same.
It's not. But however, Quinton's drinking for you, and I'm taking a little tiny weeny detox. So yeah, we've got one person promising to get a little bit tipsy and one person promising to behave a little bit tipsy. So it's all good. Today, guys, we want to share something pretty cool with you. We want to help you grow your businesses, and the topic today is how to create brand presence by becoming a content marketing rockstar. Boom. So, boom. So what we found is the message of create content marketing. Like, we've made heaps of podcasts talking about that in some way, shape or form, directly, indirectly. And one thing I've found with working with business owners over the years is it's very rare that a new client comes to me and they have no idea what content marketing is anymore. You know, like the truth of the matter is most of my clients have been in business for a while. They've attended a seminar or something somewhere, you know, and for the most part, they're aware of what a video blog is, what a blog is, you know, what a podcast is, meaning that content marketing is being used for quite some time. People are consuming it. They're very aware it exists. However, they're finding that they're stopped in creating their own. They tell themselves they'll do it, and months keep going past and past and past, and it's like the calendar sheets keeps flying off.
The sun comes up, the snow, the leaves fall.
That's right. And they're still, you know, not producing stuff. They may have written, you know, two blogs in a year that, you know, 3 people, including their mum, saw, and they haven't really done much with it. Truth of the matter is, right now, if you don't jump on and start creating content and be consistent with it, you know, you're in trouble. So yeah, I can't foresee a future where, you know, where people are going to stop being online, meaning I can only foresee it getting even more and more, you know, like there'll be even more and more online stuff going on in business. And the way that you want to get yourself known is to start producing content, getting yourself comfortable with speaking to people online, getting familiar with the language of online marketing. And it's being able to, you know, be the same person you are offline with your clients and have that character, that confidence, that presence online in your marketplace. And what, you know, Quinton and I were having a chat about this just before we pressed record, and it was, you know, noticing what stops people, what really stops people from creating content when they know it's on their list, you know, they want to do it, you know, why aren't they doing it? And the surface reason, I guess you could say, is, well, I don't know how to. You know, I don't know how to load the video or whatever, edit the video. The surface thing is I don't know how. To be honest with you,
that's more an excuse of you don't want to, and you're giving it you're just giving it off to excuses. The truth of the matter is, it's the vulnerability that you are putting yourself out there into the sea, into the open world wide web. I mean, that is a frightful thing, especially if you see what is currently going on with how much bullying and trolls and all of that. But that is life online. And it is, once you start removing these roadblocks that we will be going through in this particular episode, it actually allows you to let yourself come out. It is you basically stepping into the next version of you, where you then start to wanting to share your message, and you don't really care about what anyone else may think, and knowing that you are backing yourself into what it is that you stand for.
Yeah, exactly. The truth of the matter is, if you're not content marketing, it's because you're shit scared that people are going to not like what you put out there, bag you out. You know, there's this, if I go out there and I start talking about this stuff, I don't want people to think I'm a wanker, or, you know, or bag me out, question me. I don't want haters. I don't want anyone, you know, just, you know, looking at me like I'm some know-it-all idiot. And that's what stops us. What stops us is what people will think. It's what will people think is actually the driving fear that's having people not do it. Because the truth of the matter is, it's not the not knowing how, because there's been plenty of things in your life you've wanted to do, and if you really wanted to do them, you found out how.
Exactly. And more likely, if you really want to do something, you would have gone and done it anyway, and then you would have found out a way to do it better. Like if you really wanted to go fishing, you would go and get a rod and you would put a lure on, then you will throw it in the water. I mean, but later on you'll learn exactly what lure works with what fish and how to cast better. But the truth of the matter is, if you really want to get your message out there, if you've got a strong enough reason to share your message, you get it out there regardless of what medium or limitations are there externally in your world.
That's right. So as a result, we want to share with you this, that what you need right now isn't like, yes, it's part of it, and maybe how do I do this? That's one part. What you really need right now is to become unfuckwithable, meaning that, you know, you just feel so confident, you know, so certain that content marketing is your thing. You're going out there, you're making shit happen, you're building your brand, your messaging, you're going to embrace online marketing like grabbing a bull by its horns. So this is the seven pillars of becoming unfuckwithable. That's what we've just called it. Are you okay with that?
That's totally cool. Let's rock with it.
Trademark. Okay, well, number one, Number one, what we found is it's actually having a mindset shift around certain things. It's not the what you do, it's the who you are and how you think that needs a bit of a tweak in order for you to get a fire up your butt to do this.
Yeah.
And for me, one of them is comfort zone. It's creating content and actually going out there and producing videos or blogs or whatever it might be. There's a tight butt moment. There's where your butt gets a bit tight. You're like, ooh. And what that means is you're literally you're stepping outside your comfort zone. We all have a comfort zone, and when we're in that zone, we're all like, woohoo, feeling pretty good. As soon as we do something to grow and stretch, we stretch that zone, and that's when we start feeling a bit wonky, a bit uncertain, and either you're going to continue, keep going and step through it and expand your comfort zone, or you retract and play small. In business, we can't afford to retract and play small. Unless we're growing, our business isn't growing. So the first one is embrace tight butt, comfort zone, stretching moments, because they equal to epic business growth. What would you add to that?
I would add to that in a sense of looking at what is it that you stand for? Why are you in business? And this is a personal story of mine that got me stepping out of my comfort zone. Because I remember reading a book by Sharon Pearson, Simple Business Success Strategies. And one of the first things that she said in it is, the quickest and easiest way for you to get your business out there is to write a blog. So as you're reading it, she's, go ahead and write a blog right now. Stop reading and write a blog. So I went in there and I wrote my first blog. And it was a moment where it's like that tight butt moment you're talking about. This was 4 years ago. And from that, I stopped doing it. And it was after that blog post, it was just like, yeah, no, okay, cool. Back in comfort zone. I wasn't prepared to step out of it anymore. And it wasn't until I really started thinking about why it is that I do what I do, and my reason behind doing this business and being in partnerships and just waking up each and every morning, that it actually switched, where I started thinking about it differently, where it's now causing me more pain and more discomfort by not sharing what it is that I know is valuable to my audience than to keep it to myself. You got to understand, I've just switched that, where it was uncomfortable getting out of that zone. Now it's uncomfortable staying in that zone and keeping this inside.
Why? So tell me, why is it uncomfortable to stay in the playing it small zone?
Because right now I know that my message can change lives. I can inspire and empower so many more people and help them achieve the level of success that they deserve. Help them reach the next level of their life. And that is what I want to share with them. And if it happens to be through how to do Facebook marketing, or how to improve your quality of life by sharing the snapshot of me sending off gratitude, it is those little things that I now know that needs to be shared. The world needs more of that, and I'm going to make it my mission to get more of that out there. And that is the shift. That is the reason why all of a sudden it's now propelling forward.
I love that. So ultimately, guys, listening to this, what Quinton, if I'm hearing correctly, it's if you have a big enough why, if you have a big enough mission and a vision for your business that's actually juicy, you'll find yourself wanting to step outside that comfort zone. If your mission, if your why, if your purpose for being in business isn't big enough, you'll find yourself playing small. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, totally. If your mission is simply around, and this is personal experience, simply around numbers, that if you're that person who loves to grow businesses, then that is going to be your thing, and you're going to look at what it is that you're putting in the sense of what it is that you're getting out of it, so the return on investment. Whereas the moment you start shifting it to a mission-driven way of thinking, of getting your content out there, you're really thinking about the long run. You're no longer playing the short run. And the moment you switch to the long run, you're practicing delayed gratitude, because the fruits of your harvest isn't going to grow immediately. It's not going to happen overnight. And that's where you got to consistently get it out there so that it can eventually prosper and grow.
Love it. So one way of actually making that comfort zone switch around for you is making sure you have a big reason to get your content out there, because you have a mission. The other one, guys, is it's to actually get that if you don't, your business could be in massive trouble.
Yeah.
So if you think that staying here is comfortable, I assure you it's not. Staying here is business suicide, because if you don't get on this bandwagon and really start to produce content and get your stuff out there all over social media, and do the stuff that really works right now in this time and age, and you rely on old strategies, even if you just rely on advertising, you're in trouble, because advertising doesn't work like it used to. People want to trust you. They don't want to, they're not happy, they're not in a place where all it takes is to get a celebrity to hold up your cool thing and everyone's going to buy it. These days people see their favorite celebrities endorsing products, and what's really going on in their head is, oh, George Clooney, you sold out. Or
how much are they paying you to say that? Like, are you really behind the brand? Like, it's a cop out almost, and that's where you got to get. You're suffocating your business by not being out there. And it's funny. I was at a Curb and Ray event, and the trends have shifted from marketing, where the amount of exposure that someone needs to your brand before making a buying decision, compared to when the internet just started in the early 2000s, when people started sharing advertising. I think in the early 2000s it was around 4 points. And then from 2004 to 2010, it switched to about 12 points. Now, between 2010 and 2015, we are sitting at about 14 points. Now, it's predicted that people need to have over 20 points of contact with a brand by 2020, and that's a scary thing. I mean, if you're going to be constantly putting out their promotional material, and people have to see promotional material 20 times out of 20, they're going to get sick of you.
And it's expensive.
Yes.
Too, like they're going to go, oh God, leave me alone. You're now starting, you're starting to sound like that guy I used to hang out with who was very passionate about his network marketing business.
Yes.
And nothing against network marketing businesses, guys, if you're listening. It was just what I mean by some people in that industry can go a little bit hardcore, unecological, and just realised I may have offended some people. My apologies. It's you're like buy my stuff. There's no relationship building if all you're doing is advertising. There is no connection there. Whereas if you content market, imagine if you've got a lot of content marketing out there, that 20 points of contact, if most of those points of contact are actually give-based, then you promote. How much more powerful is the promotion?
Yeah, it's tenfold. I mean, the amount of like and trust, and just the amount of like and trust that you're building up with your core audience, that is essentially what's going to drive the reputation of your brand. That's the loyalty that you're building for the long run. No longer just a person that's just going to buy and probably get their money back through guarantee. You're now building someone up that's going to not only just purchase it, but also rave on about it with their friends, share the stuff, and change more lives. I mean,
Boom.
Boom.
So that's number one. Comfort zone stretching is an awesome thing for your business. Do more of it. Number two is, if you're in business, you need to understand that you are a leader. You can't be a business owner without embracing the fact that you're a leader. You're not a follower, because ultimately if you are, you're going to have a lot of problems running your business. And when you're a leader, that means that people are waiting on your message, your word, and what you've got to say. Yeah? Like everyone out there is looking for someone to plug into. As business owners, we're the ones that stood up and said we're going to lead the game.
Yes.
I really do believe that business owners can make this world a better place, or make it a shitter place, based on how they treat their market, their clients, and their staff.
Yeah.
When we embrace true leadership, when we embrace the fact that someone's got to lead, and start to build the muscle around leadership, we find ourselves naturally being happy to create more content, because the mindset of the leader is the mindset of the messenger. It's the person who's comfortable to make a decision and say something, even if it's controversial. So number two is get that you are a leader. Step into your leadership, start acting more like a leader, and watch the ripple effect it has in every area of your business.
Yeah. Even if you don't think of yourself as a leader, you need to understand that you are. As a business owner, you've taken that role on automatically. And people look up to you for that. I mean, the moment you start getting clients, your clients look up to you as the leading leader in the industry. the moment you start getting staff on board, vendors, the moment anyone does any association with your business or your brand, you are associated as the leader. So you got to take that on board and understand that you have a responsibility with that. That yes, you can go ahead and let go of the responsibility, then you're better off going to get a job. But if you are there for the long run, if you are there to actually make a difference, as you're saying, business owners making a difference, then you got to take on that responsibility and actually act on that.
Yep. Boom.
Boom.
So that's number 2. Number 3, in our 7 pillars to be unfuckwittable, is get that perfection is a freaking illusion. So I hear people say, oh, but I can't put it out there because it's not perfect. I can't put a video blog out there because it takes me like 28 takes, to do it. And so I remember on Sunday I was running an event with my peeps, and we're talking about Facebook Live, which is really popular at the moment. And I was saying to them, look guys, the right now you are so friggin' lucky because we have Facebook Live as a tool. Now, why, would you ask? Why are we lucky? Because no one's expecting high production and perfection with Facebook Live. They get that it's live.
Yeah.
They get that you might stuff up. They get that you might fumble around or make a mistake or
drop the phone.
Drop the phone. That's right. Something might go wrong. Provided you've got a cool framework to have a chat in, you're sweet. I remember years ago, you could actually, you could just get a phone and create video blogs, low production, and it wasn't a problem. Then as more and more people started to produce them, there was a shift where you actually did need to put some editing in, you actually needed to put a little bit of production effort in, a bit of audio and all that kind of jazz. Otherwise, they started just looking like crappy home videos and people weren't engaging in them.
Yeah.
So we went from having it easy to then having it hard, and now we've got it easy again. This is the right time. If you're concerned about production, oh my God, just get on Facebook Live. Share some content, and it's this easy, guys. The framework is introduce yourself. Hey, Gabby here from It's Simple. Number 2, share what you're going to share. Today, I want to share with you how to clean your phalange, whatever. Then share some content with them. Then have some form of a call to action. On Facebook Live, you can actually say to them, if you want my tip sheet, my in-depth tip sheet on this, just put in the comments tip sheet and I'll private message it to you. And it gives you the opportunity to then chat with them via private message.
How's that for building up a personal relationship?
It's freaking brilliant.
And that's what people tune into. So the way that you communicate with your community, the way that you interact with your community, that is what people are judging you on and why they will do business with you or not. They would look at these bigger brands and they would see how are these people on social media now actually engaging with their audience one-on-one. And if they do a miserable job at it, then all of a sudden everyone hears about it. But if they do an amazing job at it, also everyone hears about it. Like, I don't know if you've seen the Woolworths, the way that Woolworths interacts with their customers. On social media, they are brilliant at what they do. Just the quirkiness that comes out, and everyone is just sharing that stuff viral because the way that Woolworths on a corporate level is actually engaging with the one-on-one end consumer, and that is what's creating the brand. That is creating the brand that they will trust. So the more that you're engaging with your audience in a sense of type tip sheet below, and you're having that one-on-one conversation with them, that is loyalty. That is something that they will go and shop around for.
Yeah, the people are searching for connection and trust. They want to feel connected and trust the people they do business with. It's a no-brainer. Who would you prefer to work with? Someone you don't trust or someone you do?
Exactly, yeah. Who's got your best interest in heart?
So perfection, honestly, is an illusion, guys. There are, the plus, please get. Of course you're not going to be perfect. You're starting out. It takes time to become masterful at something. You get better with practice. Which takes me to number 4, and number 4 is mastery. And it's really getting that you don't become a master of anything overnight. I can't imagine anyone starting anything at the very beginning is friggin' awesome at it. Take a piano, even if you're a genius and you're a naturally talented person and you start playing with an instrument, yeah, you're good, but you're not ready to do a concert. It takes a bit of practice to get you there.
Exactly. Yeah, there's so many other obstacles, not just the instrument that you have to deal with, but all the other external factors of the audience and the setting, and it's a completely different ballgame. So you're actually growing as a person. So as you're first just getting things out there, you're just starting small. You are starting with almost just a handful of people liking it, your mother, your sister, and your auntie. But you're basically just starting on that point. And once you start getting better at that skill, other people start tuning in and you're developing yourself. You're becoming a master at the content that you're putting out.
Yeah, exactly. So this is where, please get that the aim is to become masterful at content marketing. And you know what's awesome? The fact that you don't have a massive platform yet, because you haven't been content marketing, is perfect, because you get to stuff up a little bit with a very few amount of people watching you. It's not like you've got 1 million people watching your stuff, while you're stuffing up. It literally is your clients who love you and are loyal anyway and will forgive you for your shortcomings if you...
Exactly, yes.
And it's your friends and family. They're going to engage with the stuff originally. Then as you get more comfortable, as you get better, as the whole thing grows, you'll find that it does start spreading and people start being attracted to you. I remember, it's funny, I was sharing this with Quinty just before, my first, I'm still laughing, my first video blog, oh God, I should probably just put it back up and play it. I should probably share it in Marketing with Vino just to show everybody how... I'm pretty sure I deleted it entirely. I think I just... Anyway, my first couple of video blogs that I had up on YouTube, I went in there and I destroyed any trace of their existence. But I was so proud of them when I made them. I was proud as punch. I remember I'd show them to all my friends. I'd be like, "Oh, Mum, Dad, look at this," because Mum and Dad aren't on social media. Yeah. Mum, Dad, look at this. I'd make them sit through it, and I was proud as punch. Terrible, absolutely atrocious, guys. The point I'm trying to make is because I continued down the path of, I got better.
Yeah.
I got better and better, and that's what you want to understand, that you want to become masterful, which takes me to this. If you want to video blog, then for the love of God, learn what it means to be an awesome vlogger. Do your research. Actually, be interested in what it means to do it.
Yeah.
If you want a podcast, be interested in what it means to engage an audience, what language to use. How do you engage an audience to listen to your podcast? If you want to blog, find out how to be an awesome writer and what makes for awesome blogs.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you right now, not all blogs are made equal. If you you might have the best content, but if you're a shit writer and I'm not, you haven't captivated my attention, I won't read your damn blog and nobody else will either.
Exactly.
Have you noticed, awesomely written blogs, you can just keep reading and reading and reading. They're written like a novel. They're written like a great book, like a best-selling book. And so to me, it's I laugh because some people take blogging on because they think it's the safe bet. They seriously do. People will go, I'm going to blog because it seems easier than doing videos. It's not true. Video blogs are 3 minutes long, 2 minutes long. They're literally just a quick, hey, today I want to share with you this tip. Here's some cool tips, maybe chuck in a bit of a case study of one of your clients, a bit of a call to action, job's done. With blogging, you need to know how to write, you need to know how to storytell, you need to know how to
everything, and you've got to do spell checks and
grammar, grammar's an issue. And otherwise people will bag you out for the fact that you're not grammatically correct. So this is the funny part where, if you want to blog and you love writing, you authentically love writing, by all means, but also go out and research, what it means to be a great blogger. Read all the great blogs and start to dissect, the actual
structure behind it, the framework,
what makes them epic. So the number 4 is, become masterful, but understand that at the beginning you're an apprentice, and accept the fact that you're an apprentice. And you can even let people know, hey, this is my first Facebook Live. Hey, I'm not a video blogger. I just have some cool stuff to share with you.
Yeah.
You can totally wear that, because as soon as you wear the fact that you're still in training wheels, so to speak, people listen to it differently too. They're more compassionate. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, totally. If you come in and saying, "Hey, I'm the expert and I know everything and I'm the top dog," people are going to criticize you based on how much of a top dog you really are. So if you come in there with humility, with actual less ego, and you actually just come in and say, "Hey, it's my first run. It's my first rodeo on Facebook Live, and this is what I have to say, and this is the value that I want to bring to the market." People are going to be like, "Good on you for fucking trying." I mean, how many of those people are watching it don't even have the guts to go out there? And that is essentially where you are separating yourself from everyone else, is because you are one step ahead of them. You are at that one stage. I mean, if you think about it as you were a teenager, some of the things that you may have done back then, if people will look at it and be like, did that really happen? But right now, you are that person based on all of those things that happen. So the amount of mistakes or the amount of fuck ups you can make on your vlog or on your Facebook Live, that's going to shape you as to who you're going to be 5 years, 10 years, even a year from now, when you pick up the camera again and you automatically start going and you get into your wisdom and your zone.
Yep. And guess what? You can always delete it.
It's the best way, huh?
Shocking, isn't it? It's like if that doesn't get you over the hurdle, like if it really sucks that bad, delete. Not that big a deal, Number 5 is content marketing is actually for your future. It's for future you. This is you looking after future you, because future you will have the platform, the trusted market to be able to sell to be able to, gain clients with ease, and you'll be living the freedom, the time and the money freedom that you've been wanting to.
Yeah.
So if you don't do this, 2 years from now, guess what? You're in the same predicament. And 5 years from now, you're in the same predicament, or worse, potentially. So for me, it's when you look at people who have big followings on social media that do sell, they didn't get them overnight. They've been doing this for a long time. Yeah. But because they put the effort in at the beginning, they now reap the rewards. That now they could post, and it's funny, some of the content that's out there, to be honest with you, is pretty, I think it's lame sometimes. It's here's this big name, they've got a massive platform, and some of the stuff they share, when I look at it, I'm like, meh,
It isn't all that great, huh?
Some of it, no.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I'm just saying that some of it's not that great, but they've got a following of, 500,000 people, for argument's sakes, on their Facebook, and 500,000 on their Instagram, and they've got like a couple of million people following them that are loyal and that love their message. And even though some of their stuff isn't even that friggin' revolutionary, it doesn't matter. With that many people, you're bound to find some people that think it's epic. Yeah. Because everyone's at different journeys. That some people need the really advanced stuff. Some people are okay with the medium sort of level of education.
And they accept each other as well. They accept that there are other people who may not be at that same level, who really dig this content, where to you it is like, yeah, okay, whatever. And they're cool with that as well.
The reason I point this out, though, is purely to tell you that if you're concerned, what if my stuff's not good enough? I can tell you right now, check out some of the big names. Have a look at some of the bigger names in your industry and consume some of their content. And I've found that exercise makes me feel a lot better about myself. Meaning that, and that's not to blow my own trumpet. Please don't misunderstand me here. It's purely, there is the stuff the stuff that's your genius, the stuff that, that's your wisdom. Often we take it for granted. We actually don't make it mean anything special. To us, it's, doesn't everyone know that? That your wealth of knowledge that you've collected in your industry over the years, especially if you've been there for a while, you do just take for granted. And other people, oh my God, it can change their whole world.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
And for those of you listening right now and thinking, how much of my own content should I put out there and how much of other people's content? Look, it really depends. It depends on what you can produce. If you're at the stage where, think of a DJ, right? So a DJ is nothing less than grabbing someone else's music and curating it and putting it out there and then collecting the fame for it. So the way that you go about this is you could simply go once a week and put out your own content, put out an amazing piece of content, get that out in the world. The other 7 days, other 6 days of the week, you could simply just be curating someone else's content and putting that out there to your marketplace. That way you're still sharing love that's in line and people love you for that, and you're not coming off as the wanker that thinks that he's the top of the mountain. You're actually someone that cares about even your competition, even about someone else that is on the same mission to share and to help others. So think of it in a way that you could go 80 your own content and 20 curated, or even all of it your own content. Or you could even go the other way around. You can go 80% curated and 20% your own. If you look at Guy Kiyosaki, he is about 99% someone else's stuff and only 1% his own.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's how he does everything on his Twitter, on Instagram, and even on Facebook. He's simply just mass producing a lot of other people's content, which is in line with his message, because he's looking after his market in that way.
Yeah.
So guys, just get it. If you're seen as the media company that people can come to for knowledge, for whether it is your own stuff or it is someone else's, that is what's going to build loyalty and trust to you. I mean, there was a lot of time where people would ask me about how can they become fitter, or how can they lose weight. I'm not a personal trainer by any means, but I will point them to the direction of the books that has helped me achieve the results that I've got. So therefore, I'm just passing that information along rather than putting my own spin on it.
I like that. So ultimately, the game here is be the good guy that actually helps. Be helpful. And if that help comes from your own intellectual property, woohoo! If it's partly that and partly other, woohoo! It's all about just giving love. Yeah. So it's funny because back to number 5 being, this is for your future. It usually takes 6 to 8 months of consistent content marketing to build up a bit of an audience that trusts you. And it can be a bit sooner, just depends on how many platforms and how loud you shout, yeah? But usually it is that. And it's funny, a client of mine who came to me around 8 to 10 months ago, is a coach. She's a relationship coach. And when she came to me, I gave her some strategies. And I said, you've got to content market, you've got to share like a banshee. And she was awesome enough to actually take the action, implement, and stick to it. Now, she's been consistently creating content and sharing all over all these different Facebook groups, just everywhere and anywhere she can for the last 8 months. She created a sales workshop, meaning a promotional workshop where people would come, have epic value, but then buy her program. She created a sales workshop, literally didn't spend a cent on advertising. She just sent out an invite to her email list and, just to the groups, to her personal platforms, filled her whole event because these people had been built up. Had she not have put the work in, she wouldn't have gotten the return at all.
Not at all. 8 months later, she would have been at the same position she was 8 months earlier, having to start then and there.
Exactly. And so this is where I want you guys to get that this is for the future of your business. Years pass, months pass. It's not like time is going by slowly. Before you know it, it'll be another year into your business. And the last thing you want to do is go, shit, 2 years ago, I said I'd do this and I haven't. And now I'm still in the same place. The quicker you get into the game, the quicker you'll get used to it, the quicker you'll master it, and the quicker you start producing stuff. At the beginning, yes, it might be a little bit clunky and it takes you a while because it's new. It's like anything that's new. Once you get the hang of it, it's bang, 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 quick. You can produce a video blog in a few minutes. Just idea, execution, because it becomes like walking or driving a car or talking.
Yes, totally. It becomes a habit. The moment you do it enough, it becomes a habit. And therefore you don't have to think about it. It becomes you. It's what you evolve into. Yes.
So that's number 5. This is for the future. Number 6 is, there's my green pen. I've discovered that writing in colourful pens is a lot more fun than not. Anyway.
Speaks a visual person.
That's so true. So number 6 is your intention with creating content is to give, not to take.
Yes.
And this is massive, that when your intention is to give, not to take, the market receives you really warmly. And it has you be unfuckwithable, Because who wants to bag someone out who's just being so goddamn awesomely warm and loving? You know, it just is. We have not had one single person bag out our podcast. You know, like honestly, not that I know of anyway.
Not that we've heard.
Not to our face, but there is there is an opportunity to do that, and hopefully this doesn't inspire anyone to do that. But not that it would. Why? Because our intention's so pure with you guys. It's so pure. It's all about giving. We're not here to take from you. We're here because we genuinely want to give. So number 6 is intention is to give, not to take. Yeah. When your intention is to take, your content marketing will smell. What's your take?
To tie it in with your previous story of your client where she was sharing so much love 8 months earlier, when she started sharing it, she didn't even think about, oh, how am I going to monetize this? How am I going to put this into dollar figures back into my bank account? And I know that she even went out and she didn't do this cheap. She did it with high quality. So she got actors involved. She got camera. She got editing. She got all of these amazing things happening. And not once did it cross her mind where it was like, I'm doing this for the money. She purely was there like sharing value to her community. And from that, she reaped the rewards from it, where she's now got this massive forest that she's grown and she's nurturing it. She's looking after it.
And she still is. She's nurturing it beautifully. Like, she has not waned once. It's been a consistent give. There's never been any drop off. This woman, and she's gone from blogging to video blogging to now she's about to launch a podcast, meaning that it's just growing and growing. If you are looking, if you're a single lady and you'd like to get a relationship, it's that crazy thing called love, and her name's Amelie Chadmorn. Check her out. What I love too, Rockstar. What I loved about it too was in her own journey. So she was producing video blogs on dating and relationships, and what she found was they weren't being shared. You know, like people didn't want to share that message because, and she's like, she says to me, Gabs, I've got a bit of a problem. You know, I'm doing all this stuff and no one's really sharing it because I think on some level no one really wants to share the message that they're, you know, single and wanting to be in love. Like no one wants to own the fact of, yep, I'm single and I want a boyfriend. Yeah. So what she did was she's like, you know what, I'm going to change it. I'm going to make funny videos. I'm going to make a series of what not to do videos for dating. And as soon as she did that, because they're
people are just sharing it like viral. It's going crazy.
That's right. So this is where, guys, for you, it's also that once you get in the game and you start to sort of go, okay, what's working, what's not working, what could I do? You know, your own content marketer will grow within you based on, you know, what you observe. And because she was paying attention and she's looking for, you know, what can I do to get my message out there? Bang! Now the world's laughing. So really important to get that distinction too. Yep. Number 6 is give, not take. And to give you the number 7, the final one, it's prepare. And there's 2 parts to prepare. One is learn what you need to learn about the particular thing you're going to be doing. Like if you're going to start with video blogs, learn what you need to do to make your video blogs awesome. 2, it's embrace your own uniqueness. You know, if you are all stiff and rigid and weird in producing your content marketing, you're not going to connect. People don't connect with a robot. They connect with a real human being. The who you are with your clients is the who you want to be when you're content marketing.
Yes.
That's right. And look, you know what? I'm no different. The way I am on this show with you is exactly how I am when I'm on stage with my clients. You know, I swear sometimes. I get passionate. I rant a little bit.
Even off stage or even off the podcast, knowing Gabby personally, she's like this the whole time. She is who she is.
24/7, baby. So this is about embracing your uniqueness. You know, who you are. Embrace it. Lead with that. People like. If you've made friends in the past, it's safe to say that other people will like you too. You know, and like wear that good, awesome version of yourself, you know, when you're out there. We're actually talking about, when it comes to embracing your uniqueness, there's a few things. Like one thing that really surprised me at my event on Sunday was one of my clients had said, like, I find hearing my voice a bit funny. Should I record my voice and just listen to it over and over and over again until I get used to it? And it was just something I'd never think of. One, because I'm not auditory. You know, I'm more visual and tactile. And so that kind of stuff doesn't really enter my headspace. But if you know, honestly, if you find looking at yourself on camera is odd, then record yourself and watch yourself a few times until you get used to it and you're okay with it. And you can find the best angles. You can find that, oh, this is my good spot.
Yes. It's like...
you know, that's, yeah, like there's, I know for me, like head on and slightly tilted, I've got good spots. I know my spots. And if you feel funny about the voice thing, record your voice and listen to it until it's not a big deal anymore. Just listen to it over and over and over again until it's nothing, until you're used to it. And then you won't feel funny. So, like, just a bit of an interesting thing I never thought of.
Yeah, I'll share a funny story around that. Me being auditorial, and I just love sounds. I never actually realized how sharp my South African accent is. And until I first started listening to myself over and over, I was like, who's this guy? Like, where did this guy come from? And that's when I started becoming cool about it, because everyone is saying, you've got a strong accent. Or maybe not as much now as what it was a few years ago, but people were saying, like, they were commenting, I'm like, no, can't hear it.
Until you honestly had no idea you had an accent.
I had no idea I had such a strong accent, because I'd hear it speak on the TV or my parents speaking. I'm like, holy crap, my parents have such a strong accent. I don't have it. And then I listened to myself, it's like, who's this guy? Where did he come from? And then I became cool with it.
I love that. Yeah. You're like, what accent? So Quinton would meet someone and they go, oh, I really like your accent. What? I don't have an accent. What are you talking about? I love that. That's brilliant. Yeah, well, I'm glad that now you know you do, and it's a lovely accent, by the way. It's
Our listeners love it as well. I mean, they just tune into it.
They do, and this is the thing. So, you know, embrace your uniqueness. If you feel a bit funny about certain things, like the way you look or the way you sound, that's pretty much it, really. It's just the way you look and sound. But yep, that's it. Yeah. Then get used to it first. You know, get yourself a bit used to it. Desensitize yourself from it, and you'll find yourself just step into it. You know, it's funny because when we interact with our friends, there's nothing there. You know, we're just ourselves. The way we are. And I laugh when I see people and how they act when a camera gets on them, or when they're in a big, like, all of a sudden they've got to do like a speaking gig, you know, and it's funny, but there's like this whole shift in, like, you know, their heart's beating fast and they're sweaty and, you know, they're freaking out. But it does.
Yes.
The irony is, what's the difference between talking to 5 of your friends in your lounge room, you know? It's odd. So this is where, to me, you get better with practice. You get better with giving it a go and realizing you didn't die. You know, as soon as you realize that didn't kill me, it's actually not threatening to have a camera pointed at me. Yes. Oh, talking in front of 20 people didn't break. I'm still here. Yeah. Like, but it's such a funny thing because it's such it's a false fear. You know, when you think about it, for goodness sakes, what are we afraid of? What could possibly go wrong here?
Yeah.
You know, is the camera all of a sudden going to turn into an evil transformer and attack you? You know, so get comfortable with it. And like I said, make sure that, you know, whatever you're going to do, you actually research what it means to succeed on that platform. You know, so Quinton and I have done a fair bit of public speaking training and storytelling training, and I'm thinking you have. Yes, you have.
I've watched a lot of people do it. Yes.
There you go. Well, I have. But anyway, so for us, we're comfortable talking and we're comfortable teaching. You know, so hence podcast is a great thing for us. If you're going to blog, please learn what it means to be a great blogger. You know, and if you're going to video blog, learn what it means to compel, to engage, to use words that are actually going to captivate the audience, as opposed to bore them to friggin' tears.
Yes.
And add your character to it. And that is our 7 friggin' pillars to being unfuckwithable.
Boom.
Boom. It's been awesome. Is there anything you want to add to that?
No, I think
before we wrap up?
No, I think we've covered it in so much depth. Anyone who goes through these 7 steps, you're basically overcoming your barrier for getting yourself out there. I mean, this is your permission to basically step into that next person, that amazing rock star that she's going to go and freaking build an amazing online presence.
Yep.
So well said. Thank you so much for your time, Gavs. And
Oh, thank you for yours. It's always a
absolute
pleasure.
pleasure.
Thank you for manning the fort and drinking and yeah, staying true to our message here, guys. It's been awesome hanging out with you. If you haven't already, go to marketingwithvino.com and join the Marketing with Vino private Facebook group club community. Literally just means that you've got access to us. You can ask us questions. Share some cool stuff with us if you want some feedback on some content.
Yeah.
Please post it up there, and we will be brutally honest with you. Marketingwithvino.com. Click the button that says "Join the club," and we will we'll have one of our peeps or ourselves let you into the club. Quinton, it is always a pleasure and honor hanging out with you, my friend. Love you to bits and pieces. Thank you for my fudge and your friendship and your genius and your wisdom. And
thank you. Mwah! So much
ciao,
love to you.
beautifuls.
Ciao, everyone. Bye-bye.
Ciao, everyone. Bye.
You've been listening to Marketing with Vino. If you enjoyed this episode and want to access the resources discussed in this episode, go to marketingwithvino.com and select which episode you've listened to.